What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 4 of Gotta Watch 'Em All. This is Ken. I am joined, as always, by my lovely wife, Melissa. Hi.
Hi, friends.
What's going on, everyone? So, we just got done watching episode 4 of the Pokémon anime. Good episode.
It was a very good episode.
This was probably my favorite.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode.
So, real good episode, which we'll get into in a minute. Other than that, it's been a very fast week. We're prepping for Disney.
Yes, Disney tripping hard.
We're Disney tripping hard, so time is going very fast. A lot of trips to the store and shopping and lists.
Last minute shopping.
We are prepped.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much we've got all of our supplies at this point, and now we just need to get it all together and into bags.
But
yeah,
we're ready. We're super stoked.
Yeah,
we're staying at the Art of Animation. The Lion King Suites. So it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, that resort is awesome because it's like staying in a cartoon.
And I've seen images of screen grabs of Pokémon Go in the parks, and it's cray.
Out of control.
It's insane. So, like, you know, I'd imagine that we'd need to drop $20 each just upgrading our bag. Like, that we would get so much stuff from Pokestops.
Yeah. Well, we could just keep dumping potions. Just as long as we keep cycling out the potions. Who knows how many Pokemon are actually going to spawn there?
All of them. It's the most magical place on
Earth. It is the most...
So, now, we've been playing Pokemon Go a lot. We always start the show, we start talking about how fantastic our week has been with Pokemon Go. But this week, and today, and this weekend in general... by the way, we are recording this on Sunday, August 21st, 2016.
Oh, yeah.
We have not had a good week of Pokemon Go. It's been very,
lame.
Very lame.
Lame.
Today not a lot of new Pokemon, and just...
Today was lame.
I picked up a Scyther this weekend, which you guys have already had, but...
We were trying to lure in a Blastoise.
Yeah, we were, like, on the beach walking on the waterline, and...
Yeah, we found a spot on the beach where we were standing on the sand, but the GPS had our guys literally in the ocean. I was like, all right, drop a incense and let's pray that Blastoise come out. And
dude, nothing.
Nothing.
We had no activity, and then we went to Asbury Park, New Jersey boardwalk today.
Which is spot.
Usually really good, and drop lures and everything, and nothing.
You guys dropped 2 lures at intersecting Pokestops, and then I dropped an incense as well, just to add that little bit of extra, goodness to try and catch up. And dude, nothing. It was really like... So, she wanted to drop an incense, but she didn't have any, right? So she's like, should I spend some money? Should I do it? She's like, all right, let me buy some coins. She spends $10 on coins, right? And then screws up when she's buying the incense and buys 2 packs. Yeah, I wanted just the little 8 incense pack so I can save the rest for Pokeball. And I look, and all of a sudden I got 15 incense in my inventory. I'm like, really? All right, cool, I guess.
So, I don't know. They've never really done too well for me, but yeah. So, not a good week for Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
but I'm ready for Disney.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm
very
Disney. Optimistic of Disney. Yes. How could it not be?
It's gonna be glorious.
All right, let's get into the episode. This episode originally aired September 11th, 1998. It is called Challenge of the Samurai. One of the things they do at the beginning of this episode is they do like the Game of Thrones recap, where they recap the first 3 episodes, in this really nice montage.
It is. It's a really good recap because they pack a lot of information into like a very short amount of time.
And this episode picks, pretty much right off, where the last episode leaves us. So, and Misty is still scared of bugs.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to change.
So it starts off with Misty screaming, and they show her like clinging to a branch of a tree because she sees another bug, which ends up being a Weedle. Mm-hmm. And Ash is making jokes busting Misty's chops about, being scared of bugs. She goes, oh, maybe it's a Cowderpea. And they show Ash wearing like a cow. Looks like
a cow onesie. Yeah.
And, but it's just a Weedle. So Ash is all excited. Obviously, a new Pokemon, rips out the Pokedex, and is about to, throw a Pokeball at it and says, oh yeah, I have to weaken it. He's starting to get it. He's starting to catch on of what he has to do. So he says, Pikachu, let's do this. And the camera cuts over to Pikachu.
Pikachu's like, nope, not hearing it today. He's totally napping in a sleeping bag, rolls over, gives him the cold shoulder. Misty and Ash can't even believe it. They fall over with very amazement.
Expressive animation. But yeah, Pikachu wasn't having it. So he's like, all right, whatever. I got Metapod, I got Pidgeotto. Meanwhile, Weedle is actually crawling up Misty's leg and freaks her out.
Yeah, Misty freaks out and she starts screaming and runs off into the woods.
So now Pidgeotto, has a clear shot at Weedle. Ash says, Gust Attack, and it's bad news for Weedle.
Yeah, poor Weedle.
Poor Weedle gets jacked immediately from the Gust Attack, and
he goes flying.
And he actually gets hit twice. They cut back to Misty. So they cut back to Misty.
Misty's walking through the woods and she's PO'd. Very, very annoyed that she has to deal with all these bugs. And as she's walking off, all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Samurai, who very inappropriately points a sword right in her grill, right in her face.
Right, and says, "Hey, are you a trainer from the town of Pallet?" So Samurai is a wise guy, and it's a kid wearing samurai armor, and it has a real blade, and is waving this blade around and right in Misty's face, and calls out that he's looking for the trainer from Pallet. She says, "No, I'm not the trainer from Pallet." And he goes, all right, well, let me resheath my sword and I'll be on my way. Don't scream unless you want Beedrills to, come get you. And they go separate ways. And then it's like, what the heck just happened? They cut back to Ash, and the battle is still on, and Weedle is all jacked up, swirly eyes on the ground. This is Ash's opportunity to capture him, pulls out a Pokeball.
And he's right about to throw that Pokeball, and then all of a sudden, here comes Samurai.
Right, and Misty. Screaming, trying to get Ash's attention to give him a heads up that, the samurai was coming after him with a sword. And then he puts the sword right up in Ash's face. So this, they showed some exceptional restraint here, because they had, there's no real weapons in Pokemon, but they put a blade in someone's face twice.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right, let's talk. It comes out that all he wants to do is battle Ash. So I don't see the need for a sword in the face, but he just wants to battle. And then Ash is like, wait a second, give me a minute. I'm about to catch this Weedle. Samurai
goes to throw the Pokeball at Weedle, misses, and Weedle gets away. So Samurai starts busting Ash's chops, calling him a novice, and the battle's on. So Samurai brings out a pincer, and Ash is like, oh my gosh, he's got a pincer. And calls out Pidgeotto. Now, Ash, being a beginner, doesn't realize that Pidgeotto was just in a battle with Weedle, and Pidgeotto's whooped. So he brings out Pidgeotto, and Pidgeotto's just KO'd, sleeping, out of breath. Yeah, and of course Misty has to remind Ash, as always, don't you remember, you need to give your Pokemon time to rest. But does Ash listen? No. He decides to battle with Pidgeotto anyway, and he tries. What does he do what attack does he use on Pinsir?
He doesn't even get an opportunity to. Samurai uses Tackle Attack and just straight up knocks out Pidgeotto immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. Oh no, he uses a Sand Attack. He tries to use a Sand Attack, but then the Samurai's like, this is child's play.
Yes.
And then uses Tackle and just crushes Pidgeotto.
It's done.
Ash is forced to return Pidgeotto, and then his only chance is to bring out Metapod, which he does.
And he has no fear about bringing out Metapod. He has faith in his Metapod. So he was like, whatever, Pidgeotto return, Metapod, let's do this.
Samurai's thinking that he's got an upper hand here, so he's like, all right, this is great. Pinsir's claws are going to crush your Metapod. And even Misty's like, oh my god, call him back. Even the bug doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, and for a moment, Ash does doubt it because he pictures in his mind Metapod getting crushed by Pinsir's claws.
But he kind of hangs in there. Pinsir's coming in for the attack to crush him with the claws. And of course, Metapod's famous move, Harden. Ash, calls out to use Harden right before Pinsir is about to crush it. And Pinsir actually breaks his claws on the hardened Metapod, and Metapod is awesome.
Yeah, so Metapod gets that off. Pinsir gets returned. Samurai decides that his next Pokemon that he's going to bring out is also Metapod.
So they have a Metapod. They pretty much have a hardness battle, and this is it's absolutely great because Samurai is yelling, full power, full hardness, and then Ash brings out the maximum hardness, which is, I don't know. I think I've said maximum hardness probably like 100 times in the past 48 hours.
And it was funny because when I mentioned to our son Josh that we were recording tonight, he was just like, "Oh, they have an epic battle where they both are just doing
Harden,
go hard, go hard, go hard."
And to the point where even the trainers are like sweating and are all stressed out, and they've gone completely like rock solid.
Yeah, the sun is going down. You see the shadows moving across the grass as the sun is setting, and then they show Misty and Pikachu catching a nice little suntan, and then they cut to Team Rocket making their way through the woods.
But they're running through the woods in a makeshift cardboard tank that they've made that looks like it doesn't look like a tank at all. They do reference it as a tank, but
yeah, it totally looks like a rocket ship.
It looks like a little rocket like that a kid would make. And James asks, "What is it even for?" And that's when Jesse explains the whole point of this little cardboard tank is to protect for the Beedrills.
Yeah.
So obviously they're savvy to the fact that there's Beedrills in this forest, and
it hurts to get stung.
Yeah. And Meowth is kind of riding on top of this thing, like arms crossed behind his head. And Jesse and James are getting mad at his cockiness, and they like bump him off and throw him to the ground.
True Team Rocket style.
Yeah, they
busting each other's chops.
They're constantly at Meowth. But now they cut back to the battle, and they're still stressed out over their hardened battle.
They're completely at a stalemate, and neither one of them are giving up. Ash and Samurai are completely exhausted, and they fall over with exhaustion. And Misty starts yelling at them like, "You guys are more hardhead than your Metapods hardened."
Right when this is happening, that's when, it's funny that they cut to Team Rocket and they're talking about Beedrills, because now the Beedrills appear and start swooping in on right at the scene of the battle.
They hear in the distance, they start hearing a swarm of Beedrills, and Samurai instantly knows exactly what it is, and he calls back his Metapod, Metapod return, and he's like, "I'm getting out of here." Ash, on the other hand, needs to find out more information, so he busts out his Pokédex and starts, letting the Pokédex read Beedrill's information. And, Pokédex goes and explains how Beedrill's the evolved form of Kakuna, and they have deadly sting, and, they're nothing to be messed with.
But Samurai even calls out Ash and says the Weedle that escaped when Samurai first got there had to tip off these Beedrills that this was going down, and, puts this on Ash, like, this is your fault because, that escaped Weedle came. But while Ash is going through the Pokedex and getting all this information, a Beedrill swoops in, grabs Ash's Metapod. Now, mind you, Samurai had called back his Metapod. Mm-hmm. Ash's was still out on the battlefield. Beedrill comes in, swoops away Metapod. Ash tries to call back Metapod and is unsuccessful. Metapod's gone.
Yeah, and Ash, you could tell Ash is distressed about this, and Samurai is out. He gives Ash a good day, sir.
He gives him an official, actual, literal good day, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And Ash is just kind of stunned, thinking about Metapod, and a Beedrill comes in to attack Ash, and Pikachu comes out of nowhere.
Good old Pika.
Good old Pikachu, and actually shocks Ash and the Beedrill.
Yeah.
And, kind of saves Ash's butt, but of course, gets him shocked. And that's when Misty grabs his arm and is just like, look, we got to get out of here. These Beedrills are coming for us. Mm-hmm. And the chase is on, and they cut to commercial. It's a Who's That Pokemon commercial bumper, and it's Metapod.
Of course.
And it's fantastic. Cuts back to the episode. They're still running from the Beedrills. They find like this little clearing. They hide behind this bush. The Beedrills are,
They think that
they're totally safe.
The swarm of Beedrills fly past them, and just as they're taking a sigh of relief, they look up, and they're right there in a hive of Kakuna.
So there's like 20 Kakuna hanging from trees. So they're all kind of like super startled. But then Ash sees at the base of the tree stump is Metapod just kind of chilling there, and calls out his name, and that's when Misty and Samurai are like, you better shut your mouth. You're gonna wake up these Kakuna.
And just as Ash yells Metapod's name, one of the Kakuna gets the twinkle in his eye.
There's a little twinkle in his eye, and it starts like an evolution party.
Yeah.
And all these Kakuna immediately evolve into Beedrills. And the chase is back on immediately. So they have to leave, the Metapod again, right?
Yeah, they have to leave Metapod because, there's tons of Beedrills going for them. And they start running.
So they actually see Samurai's cabin, which is this little log cabin in the woods, and they duck into the cabin, and the Beedrills kind of like, stick their stingers through the front door of the cabin, but they make it in.
They're safe. And
then, but Samurai, now has the opportunity to relax, takes off his armor, gets right in Ash's face.
Yeah, he starts giving Ash the 3rd degree. For leaving Metapod. 2, for just being a novice Pokemon trainer.
Ash is like, hey, stop it with that novice crap.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he said that. Like, I had to ask you, did he really just say crap? And yes, you confirmed it for me.
He does say crap, and which is it's just funny, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just don't hear that. You would never hear that in a cartoon now. Ever. Ever.
You kind
really?
of would. I don't know.
What cartoon?
I don't know. Teen Titans Go, I'm hearing a lot of stuff.
I've heard a lot of stuff in Teen Titans Go as well, but I've never heard crap.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Watch some Sanjay and Craig with me.
I've watched that show too. Anyway, back to Pokemon.
So Samurai is now, still arguing with Ash, and it comes up in conversation where Samurai's like, the other trainers from Pallet would have never let this happen. You're a novice. And Ash is immediately taken back and says, oh my gosh.
You met the other trainers.
You met Gary and them. And then, Samurai goes into this wonderful, montage memory.
Yeah, and it's very artistic and
like,
very well drawn.
The trainers, they had such fantastic battles, and it cuts to Charmander torching his pincer, Bulbasaur, Squirtle attacking Metapod, and then...
No, I think Bulbasaur is attacking Metapod.
I don't know, but it shows the other starters, ripping up his Pokemon. He says, look, even though I lost in every battle... these battles were absolutely divine. They were like the perfect Pokemon battle.
And you, on the other hand, were a joke, pretty much.
You're a novice joke. So it's just a bad scene in the cabin.
And Ash is trying to defend himself and making excuses, and pretty much they all are ready to go. Call it a night.
They cut to like the twinkle twinkle of the stars, and Ash is sitting there in bed awake, and he's just like, Metapod. Yeah, like he's really in deep thought, thinking about Metapod.
He is really feeling bad about that Metapod.
Well, he left Metapod.
He did.
It's bad.
Yeah, he knows.
Twice. So he wakes up early the next morning, and he starts crawling and sneaking back towards that Kakuna hive to see Metapod, when he's surprised by Meowth stomping on his face.
Yeah, he totally face stomps him. Not only does he face stomp him, but he
goes, hey, what's my favorite game? Yeah, he goes, Scratch and Sniffles or something.
And he claws his face so bad. He's got the 3 red scratch marks right across his face. And Ash is like, oh my god, no, we have no time for this. And Team Rocket makes their appearance and starts going through their theme song. And it's pretty funny because they're really into it, Team Rocket, and Ash is just like, no, guys, we don't understand. We don't got time for this. Like, and be quiet because you're gonna wake up the Kakunas.
Right. So they even call out the Beedrills, and then that's when Jesse is like, never interrupt the Team Rocket motto.
Yeah,
they continue.
Team Rocket's not hearing it.
And all the Beedrills that are sleeping wake up. The battle is on again, and Jesse's like, "Oh, that tank we have, will suit us fine now. Glad we lugged it up here."
Well, that's because Team Rocket decides that they want to end their glorious theme song with a big bang, and they let off a big explosion.
Oh yeah, they wake everything
triggers
up. That's right.
All of the Kakunas to start evolving into Beedrills. Ash starts crapping in his pants and pretty much says,
"See, you said crap."
But I'm a grown-up and I'm not in a cartoon, and I'm hoping maybe grown-ups are listening to this. Oh, I guess kids are listening to this too. Kids don't say crap.
But
anyway, so Ash decides that he's going to make a run for it, and he's got a great idea. He's like, I'm going to run, and I'm going to dive underneath all of these Beedrills, and hopefully they'll miss me, and they'll go right to Team Rocket. And it works. He runs, and he dives underneath the Beedrills. The Beedrills go over Ash and go right for Team Rocket, and that's when Team Rocket says, well, good thing we bought our paper tank with us. And they pick it up, and lo and behold, Weedles
are covered in Weedles.
Yeah, they're just chewing it to death.
Like it looks like a leaf, like when a caterpillar eats a leaf, and it's just like chewed around.
That's exactly what it did.
It's fantastic. So they're in bad shape.
Yeah, so they get wrecked by the you don't actually see them get stung though, but it's assumed that they get wrecked.
Right. They just chase them. They just chase them out.
Yeah. And then it cuts back to Ash, who now makes his way over to the tree to his Metapod, and he is begging for a Metapod to get back into his Pokeball.
into his Metaball.
Into his Metaball. Into his Pokeball. But right. Metapod, his heart.
Well, Metapod's not hearing it. He turned his back on him twice. So Metapod is very standoffish.
Yeah, he says no.
He says no. But the Beedrills are still in tow. So it's, he's like, we got to get out of here. Scoops up Metapod, starts running, and then, like horror movie style, trips for no reason.
Well, he starts talking to his Metapod. This is where the episode gets really great for me. So he's at the tree with Metapod, and Metapod refuses to get in the Pokeball. So Ash decides, okay, we got to get out of here. He picks Metapod up and he starts running. And while he's running with Metapod, he's apologizing to Metapod, because he's feeling bad. Metapod won't get in the Pokeball. So he's like, Metapod, I'm so sorry I left you behind. I didn't do it on purpose. It's Samurai's fault. He interrupted me. He was distracting me. And as Ash is saying all of this stuff to Metapod, he accidentally trips over something mysterious because they don't show it in the episode. So I'm assuming it's a tree branch.
But he chucks Metapod.
Yeah, poor Metapod goes rolling like a football down the grass, right? And that's when Ash comes to the realization that, no, this is my fault and I need to take true responsibility. And he says it out loud too. He confesses it to the Metapod. He says, no, if I was a better Pokemon trainer, this would have never happened, and I can't make excuses for my actions. And Metapod,
they cut to Metapod's eyeball, and it's welling up.
While Ash is saying this to his Pokemon, it's so good.
And Melissa is such a mom that immediately she's like, oh my god, Josh has to watch this episode. Like immediately she was just like,
It's so good because he really takes responsibility, because the whole time he's making excuses and he's acting so cocky and, just thinking he's all that, and he finally realizes like, no, I need to be better. I need to be better to my Pokemon. I need to be better to myself. I need to work harder, and I am never going to let you down again, Metapod. And Metapod in that moment sees Beedrill coming down to give it to Ash,
not even to go after Metapod, to actually give it to Ash.
To give to Ash the double stinger.
The double sting attack.
And Misty and Samurai and Pikachu finally make their way over to the battle, and they're yelling to try and warn Ash, watch out for the double stinger.
Right.
And just as they're saying that, Metapod
flings himself into harm's way and takes the attack face on.
He does. It's so good because he finally felt the love from Ash that he really needed and trusted Ash, and he took it. He took it from the Beedrill.
This reminded me of the whole dynamic with Ash and Pikachu, where it took Ash to really have like a moment of clarity to prove, that
it's not all about him.
Yeah,
it's not all about Ash. It's about the two of them being a team and
So, but Metapod flings itself into harm's way. It has this huge, gash that's half the length of its body, and Ash is like, oh my gosh, Metapod, are you hurt? There's just this giant open wound on Metapod. But lo and behold, Metapod's just sitting there, and from that wound, it starts lighting up, and it begins to evolve and becomes Butterfree.
Is set free.
Now, immediately after Butterfree shows up, Misty is like, oh my god, how beautiful. So...
Yeah, and I had that moment of, oh, Caterpie, your dream has come true. And it really was Caterpie's dream coming true.
So now Butterfree is out, but there's still a swarm of Beedrills coming at them. And Butterfree looks at Ash. They communicate immediately.
Yeah.
Ash knows what Butterfree is talking about while, Butterfree's kind of just freeing along, and all that. And they decide to use Sleep Powder. And takes on the entire swarm. Knocks out the entire swarm. Everyone's asleep. Team Rocket's asleep. Meowth's asleep. All the Weedles are asleep.
Ash does the most ridiculous happy dance of all time.
It's like the dance of joy.
It is. It's great.
He's
like,
yeah, it's super campy. It's super cheesy. It's super cheesy. But Samurai's like, oh, I can't believe how well you handled your Butterfree, even though it just evolved. And it's just like a super happy ending.
Yeah, and I'd also like to point out that when Butterfree first evolves, the Pokédex mentions that Butterfree evolved from Metapods take a week to evolve. Yeah, within 1 week from its last evolution. And might I note that Caterpie evolved into the Metapod faster than any other.
So this was just like a super quick process.
Yeah, I mean
that Butterfree, man, he had big.
Caterpie.
The Caterpie had big Butterfree dreams.
He had big dreams, and through his bond with Ash, he was able to achieve those dreams to become that beautiful. But it was such a good episode.
It was a good episode. It was really good. It had a true happy ending. And then they cut, the last commercial break, they cut back to Team Rocket, actually disguised as Kakunas hanging from a tree.
Paper Kakunas.
In paper Kakunas. And, of course, within 3 seconds...
They start arguing.
They start arguing and wake up everyone, and, it's back on.
Yeah,
the perfect, little bumper at the end. But I really enjoyed this episode.
And Ash actually tries to settle up his battle with Samurai because they never got to finish because it got interrupted by the original swarm of
And
Beedrills.
Samurai's so impressed with Ash that he's like, I guess he's too scared to even battle him now. He's like, look, I'm not ready for you right now. He goes, but we'll meet again, one day. And it's kind of left like that. So, good episode.
Yeah.
Good episode. All right, so... couple things have happened this week in the world of Pokemon. We had a new trailer. Melissa has not seen it. This is the one with a couple new Pokemon reveal. So I'm going to stop the recording. We're going to watch the trailer, and then we're going to get a reaction. So hold on. Okay, we just watched the trailer. What'd you think?
I love them.
So
they're so cute.
Last week we had the trailer with... Team Skull, and it did not elicit a good reaction from you, but this one seems to be a little different.
Yeah, no, these guys, Stuffle, oh my god. His
so Stuffle has a
little
tag.
taggy, he's super cute, he's got a cute smile. Crabrawler with his pirate eye.
He's got a boxer's eye, he kind of reminds me of a Rocky Sylvester Stallone, hey,
exactly.
He's got that look on him.
He's got that look on his face.
And being, we live 5 minutes from the beach, so being beach people, the next two are awesome. I'm a beach person too at night.
No, you don't like the sand.
I'd like the beach if it was paved.
Exactly.
But I live
You're
at the
not
beach.
a beach person.
But
He doesn't.
We live by the beach. I live right by the beach, boy.
Anyway, this guy is super cute.
So
Sandy
Gas and evolving into Palossand.
Yeah, I love them.
They're really cool.
They're really cute.
Really cool. I love the
his
design.
little sandcastle.
But the shovel.
His shovel head. That's what I meant.
But like, I love how
shovel head.
The Sandy Gas has the shovel, and then that theme is kept when it evolves. I just and they're a little terrifying, which is kind of cool.
No way. There's nothing terrifying about it.
This one will eat you.
I like his gem mustache. Look, he's got a gem mustache.
He does have a gem mustache, which is pretty cool.
And his shovel, instead of it, it's like his little flag coming out of the top of his castle. I love him. He's cute.
And I'm going to stop the podcast again because I'm going to go get boosters because we're going to open boosters now.
Oh, torture.
Hold on.
Killing me, Smalls.
Okay, we're back. I have 2 Generations boosters. This is from an Arceus box. I picked up a bunch of these the other day at Target. And, you have a Pikachu pack art. I have a Blastoise pack art. Let's do it. So,
and just in case you guys were wondering, Target is actually Target.
It's fancy.
I know. That's a fancy way to say it.
All right, here we go. So,
I don't even want to.
I got a Radiant Esper.
Oh, my pack is already.
I opened it for you a little bit so it wouldn't be so noisy on the microphone.
Oh, okay.
You think I thought I came from the inside the box like that?
What the hey?
Team Flare Grunt. We've got Clement Trainer, Pikachu, some energy, Slowpoke, Paris. How fitting a reverse is Metapod, which is absolutely awesome. I have a Radiant Charizard, which is always good, hollow.
Gosh, I love that.
I love, and I always talk about this, I love cards that have the trainers in it, which this one does. Mm-hmm. And another fitting, this is absolutely hilarious. My rare is Pinsir. So Pinsir and Metapod in the same pack. Absolutely awesome. I love that.
Yeah. All right.
What'd you get?
Let's see what I got.
So
I'm just gonna go through them right the way.
No. You gotta do it. Right. 3 cards to the back. So that way it's it's climactic. You totally did this wrong.
I did it wrong?
I think so. Just go for it.
Alright. Alright, so I got a Krabby. I got an Energy.
Look!
I got a Flareon EX!
You see?
Yay! Oh, friends, I'm so glad that you were here to experience this because honestly, this never happens. Oh, he's so cute.
So it's a Flareon Radiant Collection EX.
Aww. I mean,
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for me too. See, it gives me hope to keep collecting. Now this won't last long, this feeling, because...
What else did you get? Did you get anything else?
Let's keep going. So I got a Tauros, a Swablu, Energy Switch, which is actually a good card to play with. A Double Colorless, which is actually a good card to play with. A Slowpoke.
Some more energy.
Yeah, and a Ghastly. Yeah, I'm happy. Yay! All
right, so we're gonna... Why?
Because I had such a connection with this episode, and I had that good vibe going, that good energy going. It transferred through the card.
I'm very excited about my Cosmic Pinsir Metapod and pull from these pack, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, this was actually This was a good.
All right, so we're going to end the episode on a high note.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us. Please check out GottaWatchEmAll.com. Special shout out to Seth Hay for designing the website and our logo. Shout out to Chipacrit for providing the music that you hear at the bumper in the beginning of the show and the end of the show. Check out Chipacrit.com. You can get his record called Wordplay. It is awesome.
Yeah,
it's good. We're at Gotta Watch 'Em All on Twitter. I just put up a Manaphy Mythical Collection box unboxing video on YouTube today, and I'm going to be giving away a Pikachu Full Art Radiant Collection.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is watch the video and leave a comment. I'm going to choose the winner at random on September 21st. So you got 30 days to enter this contest. All you got to do is leave a comment. I'm going to announce the winner on Twitter, and I will announce it in the comments on YouTube as well. But hey, free card.
Yeah.
Easy.
Seriously.
We're small, so it's probably only going to be a couple people leaving a comment, so you have a good chance to win.
You have a good chance of winning. So if you want something free, just do it.
So, yeah, and I'm also going to be giving away the Arceus card and pin that come with one of the with the Mythical Collection box. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. So we'll have one more episode before Disney.
One more episode before Disney, and then we out. So thanks so much, guys. See you later.